Hello and welcome back, you fine humans. My name is Dventrix, and today we are going to be answering the question that a lot of people have been asking me, which is, has Tier 4 been nerfed? Now, if you can remember in the last patch, Tier 4 wasn't actually nerfed, but the tiers of 1, 2, and 3, every single tank in that tier received a health buff, which, in essence, almost nerfs Tier 4, since now Tier 4 has less of an advantage on Tier 3. Kind of an abstract concept right there. And I really wanted to put it to the test. So I played a couple of my favorite Tier 4 tanks, such as the M3 Elite, which is what we're watching right now. And I was going to test it. And I'm going to be like, hey, has Tier 4 been nerfed? In a way, since it's less strong compared to Tier 3 tanks. And before, this video goes on any further, I want to say no, Tier 4 has not been nerfed. They might have gotten slightly nerfed, but I could not feel the difference. And I think that Tier 4 is just as strong as ever, and there's a lot of really good tanks at Tier 4, such as the M3 Elite, DW2, Matilda, Hetzer. All these tanks are fantastic, and I think you can still play them fairly effectively. Now, in this battle, we are against Tier 5 tanks, so it doesn't really test out the hypothesis too well, but it was a pretty fun battle I had in this. Now, I wasn't expecting much from this team since we all went and we lemming trained into the middle, which is not something that you should particularly do, and I was a little bit skeptical of this team. And there was a lot of people conglomerated right there. I'm like, alright, I'm going to go push up here, and I see this AT2. Now, this AT2 is a terribly, terribly hard tank to pen. If you look at it, it's all red. Switch it to APCR, it's all red. I switched back to AP, but there's a little trick you can do, is if you can shoot through that drive wheel, you can go straight through that tank like butter, and that's what you do. I do my 150 damage, and I track him twice in a row. So, all those people who cannot pen the AT2, that is a, trade secret right there. I'm sorry to all AT2 drivers, but this thing, it needs to be stopped. It's one of the best Tier 5 tanks. Unless it's secret like I am doing right here, and you can just rip this thing apart like that. Turn around a little bit more, and oh, thank you. We just do a track shot that time, but tracking the tank is still very, very important. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to penetrate him again, and you can see I'm penning a red tank fairly effectively. Try to switch up the HE to see if that worked, but no, I just plan to go through, the side of the tank again with armor piercing. I didn't use any APCR against that tank at all. I am against this KV-1 because that thing is an incredibly hard tank to pen. And I'm a tier below. Switch up to APCR, and I do manage to shoot him, but I hit him in the tracks without doing damage. That shot kind of made me mad. I know a lot of people also do not like the M3 Lee, and I'm like, how can you not like it? It has one of the best guns at the tier, has pretty good armor when you're fighting against lower tier tanks, and it's pretty mobile. I don't know what's not to love about this tank. There's a stug right there. That tank is pretty hard to penetrate, so I'm going to switch over to APCR and shoot it again. And pull back because I was spotted. And I'm going to go out again, try to get a shot, try to be a little bit cheeky right there, but we were shut down. We were denied that kill. And I make sort of a misplay right here, but I don't get punished for it. I don't know if there's any TD sniping behind me, but I'm going to push, and I'm going to push hard. Mostly because I was greedy for a kill, because I had a mission going on. Now I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to try to, use this fantastic gun that this tank has, and I'm going to go and shoot other Tier 4 tanks. I sadly missed that one, but that's fine, and then the Stug kills it, and I had to kill this tank, otherwise I wouldn't complete my mission. And that Leo rams the M4 right there, and I sneak the kill while the Leo has run into him. That part was one of the best parts I've ever witnessed in World of Tanks right there. It was hilarious. I saw it, and it just made me laugh. Yeah. This game was absolutely crazy in this M3 Lee. Now, for most of it, I kind of stood back and I sniped. And, this tank is pretty much a mobile tank destroyer since it does not have a turret. I still think it's a fantastically strong tank. And ever since, the buff of Tier 3, Tier 2, and Tier 1 tanks, giving them a lot more hit points, I still think that Tier 4 is an incredibly strong place to drive. And an incredibly good place to drive, too, especially if you want to, bump up your win rate a little bit. And I'm going to push down and using, the pretty decent mobility of this M3 Lee right here. And I'm going to go joust against this other M3 Lee. I'm going to shoot him, and I'm going to angle toward him and drive straight at him. Hopefully trying to bounce the shot, but he goes behind the building. So I'm like, okay, I can shoot you. I shoot him again, and I'm angled up toward him. And this M3 Lee, I feel so bad for him. I get all these shots in here almost without getting harmed. I do get shot there once, but I shot first, so I have a better reload. And I'm just going to go switch up to HE, and HE that guy to death. He was probably a new player, just maybe spawned in battle. I felt a little bit bad, but it's always nice to take this out with a victory. Now, we are too slow to do any more damage, but that replay hopefully shows you that Tier 4 is still a great place to play. And, you know, the buff to Tier 3 tanks doesn't hurt it, so play Tier 4, it's great. And the next battle, we have a Hetzer, which is, you know, Hetzer's gonna Hetz. And for the M3 lead battle, we did 1400 damage, which is really, really fantastic. But now let's go into the Hetzer battle over here. Now, the Hetzer has always been an extremely powerful tank. It can equip a 105mm gun, which does like 320 alpha at this tier, which is insane. Not to mention, you can load it up with high explosive and one-shot many equal tier or lower tier tanks. Now, this tank, it was fantastic before, then it was hit with a nerf a long time ago, and it still was pretty good. But now that they buffed the health of Tier 3 tanks, some Tier 3 tanks actually have more health than the Hetzer. I know that the Cruiser 4, the Tier 3 tank that I did a review on earlier, actually has the same amount of health as the Hetzer, 440, which is not the best for the Hetzer, but the Hetzer still has something that all these other tanks don't, which is a great gun and some pretty good armor. And I'm going to show you in this replay. It's not, you know, the best Hetzer video, but, you know, how you can effectively use this. Now, I'm going to be loading up HE because I am top tier, and I know that my HE damage shells can do a lot of damage, probably 400 on average, and take out a lot of these things that I'm going to be coming up against. Now, we're going to push really hard here, and we are leading the pack, which, you know, isn't the greatest idea. And I realize I kind of got in over my head right now. I'm going to go and I'm going to shoot that Luke, so I'm just going to push forward. Because, you know, driving straight toward the enemy team, probably not the best idea. I'm going to push forward, and I'm going to angle my armor, and I'm going to try to get behind this hard cover. And in this meantime, I'm going to be able to reload, pop out, and then shoot that tank right there, and do another, you know, nice 300 damage. Now, this looks thought he'd be cheeky and try to come and kill me. I'm going to angle up toward him, and he is going to die just like that. And, oh my goodness, I lost my ammo rack, which is, you know, fine. He healed up. And I'm going to try to shoot again. But then somehow I managed to lose my ammo rack again. In 2 rapid successions. Now I'm going to play the rest of this battle pretty much with a 26-second reload time. Which is one of the fastest reload times I've ever seen. And I'm just going to show you that not only is the Hetzer still good, but if you have if your reload is so long like it is here, you can still be effective. Now, I don't have a lot of hit points, but I have been putting effective fire out. I've done probably 3 times my hit points right now, which is almost 1,000 damage, which is fantastic for a Tier 3 tank. Now I'm going to go push around, and we've basically mopped this flank. I don't even know how we did so good, but we just mopped them. You know, the Hetzer's going to go up there, and there's only 2 tanks left, and I'm getting kind of greedy for the kills. This battle went by so fast. We hit them hard, and I would like to say it's because of me, because I pushed so hard forward. I'm going to shoot an HE shell at that, which is another thing that, you know, big caliber guns can do is, you know, shoot HE very effectively. And spoiler, I'm not going to do any more damage, but, you know, within like 2 minutes of this game, we were able to, you know, push through the flank and just kill everything, even with a 26-second reload time. And in the end, we do like 1,060 damage, which is great. And I don't see Tier 4 tanks are just as good as Tier 3 tanks. They're better. And because of this buff, I think, you know, everything's still good. So don't worry, Tier 4 tanks are still great. If you like what you see, subscribe to me. My name's Dventrix, and I'll see you all later. Peace.